Okay, so I wanted to just go over the cars I have and just like a history of how I unlock them, if I remember, and how useful certain cars are. So let's start at D class. Obviously, like these are all basic cars. You could go gold without even any epics. So the first car that's noteworthy is a DS. You could use it for like grinding out, credit heists, random like daily events just to get, resources. You could just do TD mode or whatever. So I never actually had to use this car because I got you like my main car in D class for that type of stuff would be the Lotus. I'll show you in a second, but this car is pretty good because of the for D class anyways. The handling, nitro, even the acceleration, it's kind of low, but it still works for what it does. That's why you always see a lot of this car in like MP1. Another one. So I really like this car. Obviously the top speed is pretty bad, but everything else is good. It's so smooth. It's like so fun to drive, easy to drive. The car hunt rides for this was when I needed the epics, they were like challenging but fun. So if usually I would use this car over the DS, but that's just me. And for like credit heights, and even before we had credit heights, like there was an update. I don't know if it was the British season, maybe before, but we would have like amateur. I don't know what it's called, amateur race, advanced race, something like that. So you get your daily credits, but it wasn't like with cops or anything. So these are the two main cars to use. The Civic is like because of the handling acceleration combo. I mean, 67 is kind of low, but like for D class, it's good with the acceleration. This is what good for grinding out, and obviously if you have the legend pass and you got this is slightly better, even though it's lower top speed. These numbers are higher, and in the air, the top speed is, you get the higher top speed. This car, TVR, a lot of people use it for the weekly challenge, or like, D-class elite, if you will, but it's the rewards for the D-class, the rewards for the weekly challenge is only top 10%. So you don't need to use this card to get the top rewards. You could use the furai, you could use the Taycan. I don't have any of these GP cars. You could use those ones if you wanted to. So, I mean, I have 3 epics, but I never really actually use it because I never actually have to, so I'm not in a rush to get the last one. This one, I got 3, so you need 4 epics of gold. I got 3 epics from the Draft Syndicate 2, because there's no way I was going to get like the Remac or whatever, so I just used my extra like Syndicate coins and got this, which looking back, I guess it was a bit of a waste because I would have just got it anyways, but there was like, I don't know, 6 months before like the Porsche season came with the updates in the shop or whatever, so you couldn't actually get this car's BP from the shop, so there was a certain amount of time where it actually was like useful. Let's look at, so this car, when I first started playing, I used to use this car a lot. The ZL150, sorry, ZL150th edition, because as high acceleration or relatively high acceleration, high handling and nitro. So it's a really smooth car. Obviously low top speed, but for career, you could use this a lot and move your way up and get some other blueprints. Back in the day, people used to use this car because like the weekly challenge wasn't limited to D class. It was just limited to a certain rank. And I think this was like the highest car that you could have used, I believe. I don't know why. It was like, there was a cutoff. It wasn't like, it was below 2400 rank, and I don't think there's any 2300 cars. So this was probably the highest one. So like a lot of people, because it has like the lowest, like the handling nitro isn't that great, but the top speed is so much higher than the D class cars that everyone would just use this. Sorry, everyone would just use this one. So this car is what the okay. There was. Sorry, I hit the wrong button here. So this car is decent because of acceleration, but the top speed is low. After I finished doing all of these, like, you know, those the once per week daily event where you get BP for this car. Like after I finished that, I didn't bother. Like I'm not gonna play this thing, you know, multiple times just to like barely get an epic once every few months. So this car is really good. Actually, both these two cars here, you could get them without having to spend tokens. You could get them from the shop. You could gold them from like hunts, from like riots, or even from the shop itself. So this one has high acceleration. This one's acceleration isn't that high, but it has high handling. So these are good for grinding things out, farming events, car hunts. You use this a lot in different car hunts where it's like win a race with a C-class car and you get a pack or whatever. So these two are the main ones. This is kind of like the DS and the Lotus of like C-class or whatever. This car is actually good, but I never like upgraded it when I needed to, and like now I don't want to like use my upgrades unless I have to, and I don't have to. So this one's still stage 1. So this will stay like this for as long as I can. This car's not that good. Even this car, like I never was into this car because I always had the Aranera before this car. So that's why I never bothered with it. Let me see if I missed anything here. This car, I never used this car. I got a gold just from the riots, just getting the epics from the riots. Before this car was in the legend shop, like before the Porsche season, it was kind of hard to get BP for. So it took a while, but I still never really used it. Don't really care about this car. This car, like the stats aren't that great. Like it has decent acceleration. I'm never gonna actually have to use it, but I have 6 epics for it, so it's kind of like nice that I have it. But really, this is the main car, especially with like open drifting on Switch. Even though the handling in Nitro are low, like you're probably gonna get the better times with this. Although it's not as fun. Like if you hit something or whatever, it takes long to like catch up. Like usually most people use this car. I just got this from the key hunt, not from the Grand Prix. But I started up though because it helped me with one of the events. The Stardale, not the Tributo, but the one after that. I maxed it. I got this card at 4 stars, and it helped me get an epic for my challenge for A8 Evo, and I'll explain why later on why I did that. And this key hunt was kind of a grind, so I'm glad I did. I took it to 4 stars, so then wasn't that hard to get it to 5 stars. This car, I really use this car. The legendary car hunt had a low drop rate. I had it at like 3 stars from the legend pass. Then I took it to 4 stars from the hunt, and then there's like an upcoming drive syndicate. If they follow global, I will get it to 5 stars without actually having to do much. The next car is going to be, I got this gold from the Remac Drive Syndicate, the second one, Drive Syndicate 2, but I never used it. I just, there was nothing else I was going to spend my Syndicate coins on. Looking back, I wish I spent it on the ZR1. I'll explain that later, but that's all I could have really got. I was going to use that. Like I need the ZR1 for the Remac Concept 1 special event that might happen on Switch if they follow global, but who knows when. This car is just a basic car you get for free. I never really use it. After I unlocked this, I never really used that. This car is really good. Again, anything with like handling, nitro, acceleration. The acceleration is low at 76, but it doesn't feel like that. And the high handling makes up for it. So these are the good cars for like if you're using touch drive, you could make it with this if you aren't using touch drive, but like you're grinding out or grinding events, farming events. This car is good for that. Now, I actually never really use this a lot because I unlocked the Huracan before I unlocked this car. And it was at like at least 2 or 3 stars before I even had this at 1 star. So I never really use it a lot. Like the main cars I used are like the Lotus, Honda Civic, Taycan, and H2, NSX, Aranera. And for B class, it's really Huracan is like, if this game kept stats, the Huracan would be like my most used car probably, even though I don't use it as much anymore because I have better cars. But like over the years of using it every day and daily events for credits, for MP1, all that stuff. So this is gold. I never really use it. I would only really use it in Slipstream. But even then, yeah, obviously it has high top speed, but usually when I play a multiplayer, it's not like I'm in Gold League and there's not that much competition, so it's not like I need it. So there's more fun cars to drive. This one I maxed, but I never really use it. This is the main car. Like, you don't even, like, it has all this nitro. Like, I remember I would drive with this. I'm like at top speed and just like cruising with nitro. It's like more than you even need, really. But the acceleration is like the best part about this car, and the handling is good enough that it feels smooth when you turn and drift and all that stuff. Top speed is kind of low though, but it's low, but depending on what other cars are in your thing, it might not matter at all. It just depends. And you could get this car for free from the shop, or like when I say free, I mean without spending tokens. But I actually maxed this car during the Aperta special event, so before it was even available in the shop. And then when the shop came along, I got like a couple epics here and there. And eventually I decided just to gold it. So this car, the only thing I don't like about the car is the low acceleration. Everything else I like. Like, I like how it looks. The handling is nice. Nitro is nice. I have 3 epics. 2 plus 1 in acceleration. And I'm going to get another one from the burst of speed because by maintaining top 10%. So this car has 4 epics, 3 of which are from the burst of speed events. And 1 is from a Devo special event where it was one of the rewards from a stage. Like this special event, I actually got this car 2 stars from the special event BP from the stages and stuff like that without having to like spend direct tokens on the car. So I got it to 2 stars, and then I used tokens to get it to 4 stars. And then I maxed it during another BOS. Unfortunately, I never got any epics from the special event because I didn't get the Grand Prix car that was like, wasn't free try. This was when, Grand Prix cars were first start being used in special events, so Gameloft didn't like make it free try. Now they're all free try, but before the first one, it was a free try, which sucks because I could have probably got like 2 or 4 epics from that special event. If I knew what I was doing more, I could have like, instead of spending tokens on upgrading the Carrera from 2 to 4 stars, I could have just spent it directly on like those Fernando packs or whatever, Ferdinand packs with the GT3 and G911 Evolution, and maybe I would have got 1 more star, but whatever. Okay, this car, I got it to 4 stars from the Carrera special event, and then there was a burst of speed where I maxed it out, and I have like 5 epics, 3 plus 2 in acceleration. I got either 2 or 3 from like the last Drive Syndicate. Like I couldn't win the car, the LVN one, the Drive Syndicate 3. But I know these epics are like useful for future events. Plus, this car is good for grinding out MP1 and like credit highs, stuff like that. So this car, Huracan 911 GT3 RS, 4A Challenge Evo, and Carrera. These are the 4 cars I use. These 2 are for Slipstream. Like if I'm in Slipstream, I'll use these 2 first. If it's classic, I use these 2 first. But I'll use all 4. This is like that first ever like Grand Prix car I won. So that's why I like it a lot. Just because I've only ever won 2 cars from a Grand Prix. This one and the SC18. And I just got the SC18 like recently. So this was like the first car I ever got. And I got it from like getting first place in T5. So I like got the key itself from the rewards. I have 6 epics. So acceleration is, that just makes sense. I put it in a handling because see how the top speed is 348.5. So if I'm driving, it's 348, but if I'm using NOS, it hovers between 362 and 363. So if I put an epic into this, it would still be 363. Like it wouldn't be 364 because the max top speed is 365. So with 3 epics, you'll be at 365. But with no epics, you're at 363. So I rather put it in handling because I use this, if I want to use this for like anything with TD, like grinding out events or farming stuff, then yeah, this makes sense. If I get another one, I'll use it there. Why not? Let me do this. I didn't get the decal because that's like way too hard for me, but looks nice. Okay. I'm going to cut this video. So yeah, I never won it from the special event. It was too hard. Plus, I didn't know how to do open drifting and stuff like that, so I didn't make the times. Maybe I could have I think even if I got all the BP I could have gotten, I wouldn't have been able to unlock the packs, even though it was supposedly easier on Switch. So I think I unlocked this from a burst of speed, and then I started up. No, I unlocked it and got the 2 stars with a burst of speed, and then I recently got the 3 stars with a second burst of speed, the one that's going on right now. Let me cut this off right here because this voice note is long. Okay, so I can't believe this audio recording was already 17 minutes, but I'm gonna keep going. So to A class. Again, these are all basic cars. This car. So before I even had any A-class car that was good, this is the car I would use for car hunts, for credit heist. Not credit heist. The one before credit heist, like the amateur advanced race, whatever, where you get your daily credits. Any type of farming or whatever that required an A-class car. This is all I really had access to for the longest time. So yeah, it's good for a beginner car. Obviously, it's outclassed, but by better and newer cars. But it's still fun to drive, and I think I like the way it looks. I got a bunch of epics just from riots. Now there was supposed to be, if we follow global, there would have been an Amola SE, and I have just enough epics to do it, but who knows what we're gonna have. Probably not that, otherwise they would have just done it already. I unlocked this from the Drive Syndicate, the first one, and I bought a DLC, I think it's an Italian pack or something from the eShop that helped me max it. I never really used it, but I used it for that one time. This car, the only thing I wish I did was buy more ZR1 blueprints during the second Drive Syndicate, because it's going to be used in the Remac Concept 1 special event, assuming we do it on Switch. But I usually play multiplayer 1 just to get the two guaranteed blueprints, and then there's a platinum pack with like a random chance, and then just finishing in platinum you get another chance. So I'm slowly, hopefully I could get this to 3 stars by the end of the year. Like there was a time where I never got like any BP for this car in like so long, like 2 months, maybe 3 months. But yeah, none of these cars, these early cars really have like the high acceleration, high handling that you could really use for like farming, like events, or like doing like driving test drive. I mean, this car is good, but you have to get it from the shop, and it only recently came available in the shop, and I think there was an Unleashed or a Car Hunt or something where I never really bothered, so that's why I only have it at 1 star. This car is decent. You could get it. I already had it 5 stars during the Porsche event, and then the Porsche Carrera special event, and then I made it gold for the Asphalt Owl special event just to get access to the rewards. I never actually unlocked it. The Asphalt Owl, but I took the rewards, you know. Plus, like I had trade coins, whatever. This car is supposedly really good because it has top speed, and its acceleration is actually higher than 79. It just says 79. It's kind of like I still think the Valhalla Maxed is better than this Maxed because the handling is better. The acceleration is better, and the top speed is only like a tiny bit less, and nitro is less. But if you have nitro management, it's not as big of a gap. But this car is good. I have it at a rank where there's an upcoming special event. I can't remember which car, but you need it at like 38 something or 39 something. That's low, so technically I already have that. But if I had like tons of trade coins, I would gold this car. I want to do a couple cars first, but I'm gonna gold this one. This one, like another car I got from the shop. I never really use it. It's good. Like, it feels better than this, but it's still not, like, acceleration is relatively, it's lower than average, even though it doesn't feel that low, but it's still low. So I would never, and the top speed isn't, like, I have the Aperta, so I never use this car. Again, this was an Unleashed, I didn't bother. This, I got 3 BP from a multiplayer 2 reward, so, like, that's my, Draft Syndicate, like achievement there, that one. And then I got I got LVN BP too, but just like, as long as you have 1 BP, it doesn't like go away from your garage. This one I never won it, and then there was an Unleashed, I didn't really bother playing it. This car is good, but it gets outclassed by any type of like elite car or special event car. But this is probably, and this took me a while to unlock. I mean, it took me a while to max. Actually, like, for a while, like when I first started, my S-Class garage was like easier to start building versus my A-Class garage. But this obviously has really nice nitro. Its acceleration is kind of low. I mean, if you put epics into it, at least gets to 80. Which is like, to me, that's how I judge something, if it's like at least okay, is if it goes to 80. So I'll do this car first. So this is like one of my favorite cars too, because it was the first special event car I actually won from its special event. It was only 1 star, and I just needed 2 more BP to get to the next level, like the next star, and I would have had access to more stages, but I didn't get it. But see, this car is like this is the first A-Class car, like in terms of the order, that you could actually like use for farming stuff, grinding things out, because of the high handling and acceleration. You could use TD and still make the times or whatever. And its top speed is like decent. I mean, you can use the Vanda, but most people don't have the Vanda. People had access to this car way earlier, from special events, from burst of speed events, from like Ferrari season. packs. There's always like some random pack every now and then. So I really like this car. To me, this car is like, I would put this on the level of like the NSX and H2 in terms of like how useful it is for you to grind, and like the Huracan, like to me, like the DS, the Lotus, H2, Speed, the NSX, Ferrari 59 XX Evo, this car, the Vanda, these are cars that like are good for like farming stuff. This car, the second Grand Prix car I ever won. Like I don't include the 599X Evo because I got it from a key hunt, like, which is like way easier. So technically they had a relay pack for like a low amount of tokens, or like a good amount of tokens that wasn't that bad. So I started up and I'm like, you know what, let me just go for the key because I already have it started up. So I got the key packs. So then when I did the Grand Prix, like I didn't go ham, I just did like casual runs. But I actually unlocked, or sorry, I won the key from the Grand Prix rewards, like the key packs. I was like 14th place in like tier 2. So it was technically the first time I actually won the key from the Grand Prix rewards. But like I already unlocked the car from the key packs, but it was the first time I actually won the key from the packs too. So I still unlocked this during the second Grand Prix. So these are the only 2 Grand Prix cars I have, the Challenge 488 Evo and this car. And it's basically like the same level as the Pagani BC. It has less nitro, but more higher acceleration. I think it's less top speed. So they're kind of like equivalent, but this is just like a cooler looking car and harder to get. So it's kind of a waste. Like for me, my garage is already built up, so there's no way I'm gonna like take it to 6 stars. That's gonna be a waste of like tokens. I need like 12 BP to start up. I'll probably get like a 5 BP from my club milestone here, and there's probably another club milestone, and then I'll probably just have to buy like 1 and 2 packs with tokens to like get it to 5 stars. Let me do this. This is another special event car that I have unlocked from a special event, and this was actually the cheapest. I wasn't even planning on unlocking this car. I was planning on saving my tokens because I looked up at this event on Global and looked at the requirements, but I didn't realize there was like random tributo packs where you get a chance to win BP, much like the Carrera one. Like not as good, but it was the same principle. So I actually had like 32 out of 50 blueprints, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I did more than like half. I did like over 60% of unlocking, and I know that going forward, you're not going to be able to just simply unlock a car from its special event. You're going to have to spend tokens. Like the best you could do is unlock packs for it and then spend tokens. Like before, back in the like early days, you could unlock a whole car from the event itself and start it up. I only did that with the Aperta and the Carrera GT. That might never happen again, unless you're willing to spend tons of tokens. Like the Tuatara, technically you could do that, and there's like another one on Global, the Braham or whatever, but realistically it's not going to be common. So I decided to just like, spend some tokens. Worst case scenario, like as long as I have an average drop rate, I felt like 6 BP, anything around 6 BP per 10 pack is going to be like a good, like that's good. Like you're not like having a bad drop rate. And I got 6, then I got another 6, then I hit the jackpot with like 15. So I did like 3 pulls. I got so it cost like 2,250 tokens to unlock a car, which is actually kind of cheap. It's the cheapest I've ever unlocked a special event car. So that's why I like it. Plus 2 stars is enough for the elite class event, and you get tokens. It's really fun that's another reason too, is like in that special event, like the car felt so like fun to drive. And then I even at 1 star, it's like it feels good, I guess, because like I don't know, maybe the way they program the cars, like some cars even at low stars they're just really good. Like it just feels fast. So and then I like two started from like, I don't know if it was the Ferrari season or Italian. Like there was some season right after the Ferrari season, or maybe it was the Stradale special events in the same season, but it wasn't a multi pack. I'm like, you know what, this car is good. I'm gonna spend tokens, even though I already have like either one or two of the cars. But somehow I got lucky where I didn't get like a lot. Like I got mainly Tributo BP instead of like the one that I don't need or didn't need. So this car is good too. This is kind of like, would be a good TD car too, but like most people aren't gonna have this max. This is kind of like the Vanda, maybe even like harder to get than the Vanda. This car, I unlocked it from the first draft syndicate. I'll explain more about that later, but like this car is good, but like the handling, I mean, it's hard to like decipher what these stats actually mean in terms of what game log is trying to do, because sometimes something could be this number could be low, but the car could still be like way nice, or like nice, like feels good when you drive, but it's a bit sluggish. But you know what, it has high top speed, high acceleration, nitro is decent. You know, at gold, it's you could use it. It does feel faster than using the Aperta for sure. Some people still like the 570S over the Genti. It's hard to like truly judge it. I would put them in the same tier, 1, 2, and 570S, I guess. I like the Valhalla because like it has high top speed, high acceleration, and you don't really need high handling, but it still has high handling. So yeah, obviously the handling is high, it's easier to drive, but even if you're skilled, it's still even easier, so you can still make use out of it more than someone with less skill. Nitro's kind of low, but if you know how to do like nitro leaching and stuff like that, you can still make use out of it. So really, you know, if you take a balanced car and then you subtract nitro to enhance one of the other stats, then like I feel like that's a good trade-off, and it's kind of basically what this car is. I got this 2 stars from a special event. The drop rate was kind of bad actually, so I kind of like, not that I regret it, but it's like, you know, it wasn't a good deal. It was just like I had to spend tokens to get it, so I spent tokens. And then there was a elite Grand Prix, and during the elite Grand Prix I just bought packs to get it to 5 stars. Whoops, I got it to 5 stars. This was the first car I won from a special event, and I won my elite Grand Prix. The rewards weren't amazing or anything, but I did win it, so there's that. This car is really good, but I messed up on the Grand Prix. This was like the first Grand Prix, so there was no key packs. And obviously I didn't really know what I was doing. Otherwise I would have like either went for it or not went for it. This car's really good, but since I missed out on it, I'm gonna just aim for the Remax C1, which basically has better top speed, better acceleration, better handling, but like worse nitro. And the Mola like doesn't really exist right now. So I basically but the cars that are like noteworthy because I got them from some type of special event, or like the Carrera GT and the Challenge 488 Evo from a special event and a Grand Prix. And then I got like 4 cars in A-Class, so Grand Prix from the SA18, and then special event would be Aperta, Tributo, and Valhalla. I forgot what I was going to say now. So, and all these cars are in the Elite Class A, Elite Class event. So the SC18 isn't in Elite Class events anymore, but when it like earlier, before the Valhalla was put into the game, this was a top 5 car. So it was in the Elite Class events. So anyone who got it early, like it was, you know, you got a car. What I like about Elite Class events is you get to use a car at low stars, because you know what, I'm probably never going to actually use this car, because if I'm playing multiplayer, I'll just use a car that I have that's actually maxed or higher stars. Like in Slipstream, this is good enough, you know, at 5 stars. The Valhalla is good enough. So, you know, I missed it being an Elite Class events, but you know, at least it's a elite class caliber car, I guess, if you will. These are all the basic cars. They all suck really. Apparently this had good acceleration, but it was patched. This car, I think, is decent, but I never bothered spending on it. It's hard to grind out S-Class rewards in touch drive mode. I'm gonna try using the Senna. Like, I just got it from the Burst of Speed at 4 stars. So I think you could actually get the times with on touch drive, like playing casually. And when I say touch drive, I mean like not even just like hitting like left or right, not hitting like buttons that much, because like I really don't really feel like grinding it out. So this car is like the best like S-Class car you could get without spending tokens. Just get it from like the once a week like event where you get BP. The race in the track is kind of annoying, so once I max it, and I didn't bother. I'm not gonna bother going for epics. I get 1 epic every 6 months. It took me like 6 months to get there, so I'm not gonna like play this race every day, get like 2 or 3 a year, and gold is like, you know, 4 years from now or something. But it has really good drifting. It's kind of like a baby Jesco, you know. Top speed is high, acceleration it's low, but like your top speed is so high, it's fine for events. Slipstream probably good. I mean, it is good, sorry. This special event was really easy, but I never actually unlocked it. I needed like 3 blueprints to unlock it, and I needed 6, and I'm like, I refuse to spend tokens on this car. I don't care if I don't unlock it. And then the time was running low, and I spent like 750 tokens, and all I got was 3 blueprints. I'm like, fuck it, I don't care about this car. I'm not even spending 350 more tokens. So I didn't technically even unlock it during a special event. I just unlocked it after. This car, I did a burst of speed where I got this car to like 5 stars. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I already have 5 stars. Might as well take it to 6. I never really cared about that car. But now that they have the credit heist where you need a 6-star car and an S-Class car, and I only want to do 1 race, like manually. So I have to have like one of these cars is what I use. And then I just do touch drive the rest of them, so I don't have to actually like try hard. So this car is actually, I like this car better than the Terzo because the acceleration and top speed. I mean, not the acceleration. The drifting and the top speed. The handling stat is low, but the drifting speed and the radius is actually really nice. I like it better than Terzo. But sometimes, like on like Osaka or like Rome, the Terzo is better. Not better, it's just easier. So this is what I wanna gold this car next. I have 2 epics in acceleration. I'm gonna just keep getting epics in the shop. I won't get any other epic. I'm gonna just make this gold. I have like 80,000 trade coins, so I could probably get. So like if you round up to 90, that's 6 epics. So I'll be like halfway gold. This will probably be my first gold S-Class car. I can't really remember what my first like gold B-Class cars were. Maybe 4GT. C-Class is probably like H2 Speed or the NSX. Maybe, you know what, it probably was those 2. For D-Class, it could have been anything because some of them don't even need epics to gold. But for A-Class, the Perda was my first gold car. And the Terzo, yeah, so the Perda is probably my one and only gold A-Class car. And the Terzo will probably be my first gold S-Class car. Oh, okay, I got this gold, but the Perda was gold first. And the reason why I'm going for this is because my Bugatti Chiron or Chiron is only 5 stars. So even if I buy epics, it's not going to be gold soon. Regera, I got this is all from the shop. The shop, and there was like one event called like Billions or something, like when we had 1 billion downloads. I think Regera BP, but I could be wrong. But yeah, that's why this is like this. Like I barely, and the thing is, I'm not going to use this car until I get to 6 stars. because I have better options, and I have to upgrade it too. I don't even know if I have any upgrades on this car. 000 exactly. Another thing too is like I buy the legend pass, so I'm always gonna have like something to upgrade. Like before, I used to be. I mean, I still am. Like, if I don't need to, I will only do one. If I don't need to do more than one upgrade a day, I won't. But I realize that with Legend Pass, with Grand Prix cars, with car hunts, there's always something to upgrade. Like right now, there's a Da Vinci car hunt. You could always do that. You could do Roma. This car was just from Burst of Speed. I never unlocked it from its event or anything. This one, again, when the special event was occurring, I didn't know how to drive properly. Like, I couldn't do, like, open drifting or anything. So I just didn't make the times. But there was a burst of speed. There was this car, the Aperta and Carrera GT. I maxed the Carrera GT. I started up my Aperta from, like, 2 stars to 4 stars or something. If my Carrera wasn't maxed, I would have kept going. I got this to 2 stars from the first burst of speed. I somehow got it to 3 stars just from like the shop, and then the Devo, like I got it to 3.5 stars, and then the Devo special event came and I just bumped up to 4 stars, and then I just kept buying it, and I got it to 5 stars for credits. When it came for credits, I would buy at least 3, sometimes like 4. It is rare though. This is like the only thing that's like that valuable. This I never won. This I never unlocked it. Didn't unlock it. There was some random, like, instead of at the end of the season they had some like random like money pack, and like I didn't mind buying it. So really, if you're gonna spend money in the game, this Legend Pass is worth it. I mean, if you're not, it depends. Like, if you're willing to spend money or not. If you're not willing to spend money, then you can't really say it's worth. I'm not saying it's worth it in terms of like, you could buy like food or like clothes or something with that money instead. But like, if you're willing to spend money, Legend Pass is worth it. Sometimes there's a deal where it's like $1 for like 300 tokens. That's sometimes worth it. I mean, that's worth it. And then if there's a car you really like, then it's worth it for you, right? But sometimes it's like Burst of Speed. It has nice packs. It's like my currency is Canadian, so it's like $15 Canadian for like 5 BP plus tokens, credits, and then a bunch of card packs, whatever. But yeah, something happened and I just felt like celebrating, and I just bought packs. Like, that's why this is 8285, because I really didn't try and unlock this car. I wanted the Inferno BP to help out with the Remac concept one, and then it just happened I got this. But this isn't even in the lead events for S-Class the last time anyway, so I would have just unlocked it just for that, and it's not even in it. This car, I got this at 2 stars from this Drive Syndicate. And technically, that was like the easiest Drive Syndicate on Switch, but it was hard at the time because I didn't understand like how to fully save tokens. The fuck? I had to spend money to unlock it, but I mean, I play this game like every day, so like I didn't mind just doing that. And back then we never had credit heist. We had the regular credit, like advanced, like the amateur, whatever. So this car, 2 stars, was my best S-Class car. I think it was like 3900 rank or something. But like, this car at 2 stars is better than like all these basic cars that I had that were maxed. I didn't have this. This was like 1 star, 2 stars. Same thing with this. So I used this car like every day for a long enough time. And then when its Grand Prix came out, I took it to 4 stars. Then it had an Elite Grand Prix. I took it to halfway to 5 stars. Then its Epic Grand Prix will come out eventually, and I'll probably take that to 5 stars there. Like, I don't really, like, this is a heavy token load, and at that time I didn't have that much tokens, so I bought like some random pack, and then I had it to 4 stars. Like, I wasn't planning on 5-starring it. I just like wanted to save tokens. This card, this is funny. I had like, this game was annoying me, so I wanted to quit the game. So I'm like, you know what, let me just spend all my tokens on two Taro packs. I had like 10,000 tokens, and it cost me like 6,000 to get the key. And I still didn't want to play the game. That's why it's only 2 stars. I unlocked the car, and I didn't even bother like grinding out the rest of the special event to get it to 3 stars. So if you ever see anyone with this car at 2 stars unlocked, they had to get it from the key packs, because in order to get it from the special event, you would have to get every single condition, and you would have had to take it to 3 stars. But it's still one of my favorite cars. And the thing is, it is because like I'm almost never, I'm never in Legend League. I've been in Legend League once, like not like last January. It was like a year and a half ago was the last time, and only time I was in Legend League in multiplayer, because my A-class garage wasn't that good. And then now I don't really play that much. Like I don't play like MP a lot like that, so I'm just never going to be in Legend League. So I'm only going to use this car for like Elite Class S, just to participate. And I don't really have to go for an S-Class car until this gets like booted out of the Elite Class S stuff. So I'm just going to leave this at 2 stars, really. It's more valuable. I mean, it's more worth it just unlocking this car for 6,000 tokens and not spending anything else on it. And maybe one of these cards come back or something, I'll get that. What's my garage level? I've been playing since December 2019. I used to play like hardcore like back in the day, and then that's when like COVID just started too. Like I started playing, and then like I started playing in December, and then like March COVID started like happening, and then I had like a lot of time to play. Now I just like, do my daily stuff and then dip out. Sometimes I'll like farm, if there's like a car hunt or something for a new car. If it's an old car that I read, like I can't be bothered. Like I'll only do it if it's a new car, just so like I either get like credits, import parts that become trade coins, or actual BP. I don't know if this is like worth anything. Let's do that. I got 6 of these. That's probably all I'm gonna get. I got 300 conditions in the special event though. This is from the special event. This is from the special event. Everything else is gonna be 1. I got 4 of these from the Valhalla special event. That's 3. And then nothing really worth mentioning. I think I got this from the Burst of Speed, and I'll probably get another one from the Burst of Speed. Yeah, that's everything. Okay, I'm going to end it now.